Okay, so a short video um, on the topic of grief, because I think alongside maybe anger, I think grief is probably the hardest emotion to process, because most most society, most people just want to get us out of grief as quick as possible, because it probably reminds them of their own unprocessed grief. So when grief is arising, it takes being around people who are comfortable with that emotion, so they don't try to get you out of that too quickly, even though it's often maybe coming from, a place of maybe thinking that they want us to be happier or something. But actually, there is so much depth in grieving. There is so much depth in allowing ourselves to really be with that place inside us which feels the loss of something. Could be the loss of a relationship, loss of job, loss of partner, or it could be the loss of our own lives and the many ways that we've missed out on our lives. And this topic isn't a popular one. And yet, for me, it's an essential one, because without having the ability to grieve, without having the ability to really be in those difficult places, then something remains unconscious within us. Something remains unmet within us. Something is there where, on some level, we're not prepared to go. And the result of that is that we don't have the full levels of depth that we're going to get if we can go there. Because anything inside us that is not allowed, not met, not open to, not received, is going to have the effect of cutting ourselves off from something. So, I really welcome grief. For me, grief is an essential emotion. And, to be a man who grieves, there is also another element to that. Because so many men have been told, don't cry, don't be sad, be positive and all these things. And yet that just covers something up. That stops our authenticity. And yet at the same point, we don't want to get lost in the grief, like so lost in it and so identified with it and so immersed in it that we can't, again, just hold ourselves with love. So for me, there's a fine line between allowing our grief, honoring our grief, being with our grief, rather than getting lost in it and fully identified with it. What I'm really speaking about here is holding our grief without denying the consciousness that we are. Allowing our grief without forgetting about the presence that is also here, the consciousness that is also here. So, yeah, for me, I'm just actually reminded of a beautiful poem by Hafiz. I don't remember it all, but there's one line towards the end of it. It says something like, "Let this pain cut you more deeply. There's something missing in my heart tonight that makes my love for God complete." I hope I haven't butchered that too much, but there was something about that poem that just came to my mind when I was sharing this short video. So, welcome grief, accept grief, allow grief, because it's an essential part of being human. Thank you for hearing me.